Join us on a captivating journey through time as we unravel the epic saga of Gilgamesh, the legendary king whose story intertwines with pivotal moments in human history, from his reign as a formidable ruler to his perilous quests. Let's uncover the enigmatic impact of this ancient hero on our collective consciousness and delve into the mysteries of Gilgamesh's enduring legacy. And before that, don't forget to like, comment, and click the subscribe button for more breathtaking history. Gilgamesh was the most famous hero in ancient Mesopotamia. Many stories have been told about him in the Akkadian language. The collection has been called an adventure or the journey of a king who didn't want to die. 12 incomplete Akkadian tablets from the library of the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal, reigned from 668 to 627 BC, were found at Nineveh. They contain the most extended text of the Gilgamesh epic found so far. Pieces from other parts of Mesopotamia and Anatolia have filled in some of the gaps in the tablets. O Gilgamesh, what a mysterious figure! Whether based on a person or a creation of myths, his tale has persisted through the ages. Gilgamesh, the ruler of Uruk, takes the stage in the Epic of Gilgamesh, considered the world's oldest epic poem, dating back 1,500 years before Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. When he appears in poems, the Mesopotamian epic truly showcases his character. The Epic of Gilgamesh is a famous Mesopotamian tale. According to legends, Gilgamesh, the Uruk king, is attractive and athletic. Gilgamesh is half divine because his mother is Ninsun and his father is Lugalbanda. Gilgamesh is also ferocious, ruthless, and arrogant sometimes. Historical records attribute to Gilgamesh the construction of Uruk walls in present-day Warqa, Iraq, and the tablet where he recorded his quest for life's meaning. His references can also be found in texts like the Sumerian king list and mentioned by figures such as King Enmebargesi of Kish. Following the tragic loss of his friend Enkidu, Gilgamesh embarks on a journey beyond his city in search of Utnapishtim and eternal life. Over the centuries, this hero king has inspired writers and thinkers delving into profound questions. His story has transcended time and borders, leaving an indelible mark on myths, religions, and heroism across Greek, Roman, and Egyptian cultures, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the universal resonance of this legendary character. Gilgamesh fears death because he dreads the idea of a life without purpose, and even if he doesn't achieve life, the quest itself adds significance to his existence. Literary influence. It's hard to say how the Epic of Gilgamesh affected Western civilization. However, it is essential in Western literature as an early epic story. Many societies use storytelling, and Gilgamesh is the oldest extant epic. Modern epics include novels, films, and video games. As late as 200 CE, Greeks and Romans mentioned King Gilgamesh, demonstrating his influence. Thus, Gilgamesh was a key art milestone in Western society. When recovered in the 19th century, Gilgamesh's early version of the Great Flood story in Genesis influenced biblical literary studies. The Epic of Gilgamesh stands out as one of the known pieces of literature. It has served as a tool for educating individuals in reading and writing within schools. Moreover, it encompasses principles regarding leadership that resonate with the Mesopotamian legal codes. Understanding the influence of this narrative on the beliefs, ethics, governance, and religious practices of Mesopotamians overall and on individuals proves explicitly challenging. Notably, subsequent legal systems in civilizations such as Persians and Roman empires drew inspiration from concepts found in both Gilgamesh and ancient legal codes concerning the responsibilities and legitimacy of rulers. Then, attributing causation to a single literary work, viewing the epic as conveying impactful ideas and ideals may be more accurate. Numerous scholars have drawn parallels between the Epic of Gilgamesh and biblical narratives, particularly noting similarities like flood accounts. However, ancient Mesopotamian flood myths influenced elements within Judaism due to their presence in writings beyond this epic narrative's documentation. When the text of Gilgamesh was found again in the 1800s, it significantly affected the Old Testament and Homer's studies. It made scholars think of the Bible and Homeric poems in a more extensive historical and geographical context instead of seeing them as separate. Cultural impact. The Epic of Gilgamesh was essential to ancient Mesopotamia's history and culture. This epic poem tells us about the people's beliefs, morals, and worldviews at that time. In addition to showing Gilgamesh's bravery and experiences, the story also explores deep issues common to Mesopotamian society. The epic explores two main ideas: death and the search for life. Though Gilgamesh's search for endless life, the poem shows how interested the Mesopotamians were in beating death and living forever. The epic further shows how vital kingship is and what traits a good leader should have. In Mesopotamian culture, Gilgamesh was seen as the perfect leader because he was fair and robust. He set a high standard for what a king should do. The construction of the Great Walls of Uruk, credited to Gilgamesh, shows how the vital city building and defense tactics were in ancient Mesopotamia. The epic is a treasure trove of historical references and cultural practices that give experts and historians much information about how ancient Mesopotamians lived, what they believed, and how their society worked. By looking at how vital the epic was in Mesopotamia, we can learn more about the historical, cultural, and political factors that shaped the growth of this important society. Clay tablets from King Ashurbanipal's library, found in the 19th century, have helped scholars reconstruct the epic. It is thought that the Babylonian author Shin-Leqi Ununi wrote the story in Akkadian on these tablets. Deciphered Sumerian writings in fragments illuminate the epic's earlier versions and inspirations. These primary sources allow scholars to compare versions, recreate missing sections, and decipher the narrative's mythology and history. Analyzing ancient Mesopotamia's culture and history helps interpret the epic. Scholars study mortality, immortality, heroism, and social and political issues in the story. They compare epic's ideas, morals, and messages to other Mesopotamian writers. Primary materials and interpretations help us comprehend the epic of Gilgamesh's beginnings, cultural relevance, and timeless themes that still appeal to audiences. Religious and mythological importance. For people who study the Bible, Gilgamesh is a fascinating early account of several stories and themes that later appear in the Bible. One famous tablet tells the story of the flood, with Utnapishtim as the Babylonian Noah. Another tablet shows Enkidu creating the world from the ground, similar to the story of the Garden of Eden in the Bible. The notoriously hostile book of Ecclesiastes echoes Gilgamesh's lesson about how short life is. Both books also have the rare proverb, "The threefold cord is not easily broken," from Ecclesiastes 4:12. Since the first modern versions, the poem has been praised for its universality. The story is set in any period because Gilgamesh always seeks peace and a place to belong. He's also restless, violent, and afraid of death. The old book tells a story about a close friendship, loss, and grief. It speaks to our basic humanity, even though the main character is two-thirds divine king from 4600 years ago. This 8th century BCE relief of Gilgamesh holding a lion and snake is one of the many likely depictions of the hero. Legacy. For the most part, it is undeniable that the Epic of Gilgamesh has exerted a considerable influence on the course of world history. The fact that it is considered one of the first known works of literature in the history of humanity makes it an essential component of the cultural legacy. The ideas it explores, such as themes of mortality, friendship, and power, continue to be important in today's world and inspires artists, authors, and philosophers worldwide. In conclusion, even though the epic is nearly 4,000 years old, its effect is still being seen in our times. Its influence on human civilization cannot be exaggerated and seen in everything from literature to art to entertainment. In light of this, it will continue motivating subsequent generations for millennia. The journey through the Epic of Gilgamesh has been eye-opening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more breathtaking ancient history videos like this. See you next time.